And now for something completely different.
What's going on YouTube? Well, if you haven't noticed on my channel, I recently released an interview where I got to hang out with Thomas Olsson, the lead guitarist and founder of the band Bloodborne, power metal band out of Sweden who has actually been around for 20 years. They launched their first album in 2005, Nosferatu, and are doing a couple things to celebrate their 20-year anniversary. They released a DVD of a bunch of their shows at a bunch of different festivals and things called Nosferatu 2 Decades of Blood, I believe is what it's called. And in November 21st, they're releasing their latest album, Field of Swords. And Thomas explained this album is all about the Crusades, which is super cool to me. And not only that, Brittany Slays is singing a track on one of the songs. So I am incredibly excited for this to come out. This is a band that's been on my playlist. I'm not going to lie. You know how you listen to certain bands and then it starts shooting you down rabbit holes. I found a lot of cool. I found Brothers of Metal that way, found Powerwolf that way. I found a handful of others. And when Napalm Records asked me to reach out to Thomas, Bloodbound didn't exactly click. But then when I realized they sung the song Moria and a few others, I was like, okay, I listen to their music all the time and they're amazing because they tick all the boxes for me. I know if you've been on my channel long enough, you've heard me go on and on about this, but power metal, something about it, that 1980s nostalgia, that epic feeling, very melodic sounds, very over the top, epic themes and things like that. And it seems like a lot of these great bands come out of Sweden. Again, Sabaton, Brothers of Metal, they're all kind of located in kind of the same area, not too far from each other, including Avatar. They're from Sweden. So just some great musicians, great bands coming out of Sweden. So what I want to do is, I am not going to lie, I've seen this video before, but I do want to look at it in a little bit further depth and kind of share it with you guys because this is going to be, I believe it's going to be the first track on their new album. I could be wrong. I got a lot of information in this interview, but I know it's definitely a track from the new album, Field of Swords, and it's called Defenders of Jerusalem, talking about the time when Jerusalem fell to Saladin and the Crusader kingdom basically lost control of a good majority of the Holy Land at the time. So that's about it. So without further ado, let's go check it out. Okay, so something I did fail to mention, I always get reminded of things to talk about when I look at the pictures that I posted. So you can see how cool their artwork is. They actually utilized the same artist who did a lot of Iron Maiden's album covers featuring Eddie. You're very familiar with their mascot, Eddie. And this almost kind of influenced Bloodborne to create their own mascot, which is Nosferatu. It's this gentleman here you see. He's got a sword here, but he's always got the pointy ears. He's got some horns, and you'll even see the lead singer. I don't know if he's trying to kind of embody it, but he's got the little prosthetic horns on his head. And they even have a mascot that runs around as Nosferatu in a couple of their stage productions. Which, fun fact, I learned from Thomas when I think I'm going to release this as a short because it was a great story, but when they played with Ailstorm one time, Chris Knowles from Ailstorm, the lead singer, actually, they asked him to be Nosferatu, and he was only supposed to be out there for like 30 seconds, and then he had to get off the stage. Well, knowing Chris, he was just having too much fun and just kept running around through the whole song, and I was getting some hints that maybe the band was a little peeved, but he said it was very funny and it was a good time. So, but if we know Ailstorm, we know Chris. Chris is always up for just whatever tomfoolery he can get into at the time, right? So, good story. I would love to have seen that. So, anyway, without further ado, let's check out Defenders of the Jerusalem, right? And here we go.
Year 1187. Against impossible odds, Balian of Ibelin stood as Jerusalem's last shield. When the city fell, Saladin showed mercy, and the wounded knights returned home. Their names echo through time.
Take them all out.
The defenders of Jerusalem.
Nice.
You say a prayer in the dark. Light a fire, light a spark. When morning comes and breaks the walls, with all the might the kingdom falls. Raise your sword up high, defend us of Jerusalem. In the burning skies,
Let's change this major key.
lies heaven, heaven wait for us all. Defend us of Jerusalem, like a shining star in the sky. We lay our swords to the ground. Holy oath around was bound. We gave the promises of old, an ancient story never told. Raise your sword up high, defend us of Jerusalem. In the burning skies, I will claim our young lives. Heaven wait for us all. Defend us of Jerusalem. In the burning skies, I will claim our young lives. Heaven wait for us all. Defend us of Jerusalem, like a shining star in the sky. Bury the
Sorry, I actually stopped my video recording and not the actual video. So anyways, it's been a long time since I've done a video here. I forgot how it works. So just some things to talk about. I thought about going all the way to the end, but you know what? When you listen to the music, it's just so cool because 20 years worth of various themes, various types of music that the band was playing. Starting again with some more darker things like, you know, again, Nosferatu, just very more darker stuff, you know, but still that very catchy, that very melodic power metal driving sound, right? If you listen to Nosferatu, it's got the perfect kind of galloping rhythm that we all think about when we think about power metal, but like way more so than I've ever even experienced. Very, very galloping. I don't know, right? Very Iron Maiden. But you know, just some of the things to note with this band, you know, and again through time, I was saying it started out dark. They've had recent albums all about Norse mythology, more Norse culture and stuff. Tales from the North, I believe, and then this newest one is going to be all about the Crusades, right? So, like we see some bands do, they kind of almost mature through time, right? You know, they're a little less shock factor, a little more, you know, real world stuff in some ways, you know, but just really great, really great. And I mean, I was immediately taken to the fact, of course, the band is very talented. They've had a handful of various singers. I mean, maybe like 3 or 4 different singers, and every one of them has been very solid. This more recent gentleman here, I don't know his name offhand, but you know, I even get almost some Steve Perry vibes. You know, occasionally I'll get some Angus McSix vibes. You know, he's got some of that Rob Halford, you know, the wailing and all that. So again, really ticks all the boxes for me in that whole power metal genre, things like that. One thing to note too, if you go to the interview, Thomas talks because I have a great interest in it and about the guitar he's using here, and you can see it's got the Crusader cross on it. But then I was looking and I'm like, wait a minute, the guitar has the Crusader cross in the wrong spot. But now that I'm watching this video, in some of the shots, it's in the center of the guitar, like it was at Thomas's home where he showed me his guitar. But then I'm seeing shots of one where it's up to the side, and I wonder his brother is one of the guitarists. I wonder if that's his guitar, the one off to the side, and then the one in the middle is Thomas's. I don't know, just something that I noted. But yeah, let's continue on here. Loving this stuff. I'm telling you, check out their stuff. Throw it out as far as oh, there you go. See the guitars, and that's not. I don't believe that's Thomas. So that might be his brother. Interesting.
A shining star in the sky. Bury the dead, say a prayer in the dark. Lay it to rest forever. Facing the east, a shining star.
Those are band members. How many times we heard that ending and something? Just ticks all the boxes. I'm sorry. If you're like me and enjoy this music, I was wondering if some of those characters were the actual band members, if they were actually band members. And it kind of confirmed at the end. I saw one of those final shots, and I noticed the keyboardist. He's probably the only one with the short hair. Then I did see Thomas in there as one of them, and a few others. So I guarantee that throughout the video, there were different band members playing these characters. So apologies for not catching that before, but I'm just now learning a lot about this band. I've been studying them for the last couple days, and I love what I hear, and I love what I see. So please check them out, and make sure that you take a look at the interview that was posted very recently. But even more importantly, make sure you check out their new album dropping November 21st, Field of Swords, which again is all about the Crusades, and Brittany Slays is laying down a track on that album. So please make sure you check it out. But yeah, it feels good to kind of be back here. See, my people aren't doing their jobs. There we go. Thank you, Fred. Handles my cameras. But thank you guys for watching, and good to be back. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you must. But until then, everybody be safe, healthy, and be nice to each other.